Hello Year 7, it's time to learn 2 more rules for our angle topic. So we're looking at vertically opposite angles and angles at a point today. So if we have angles in a revolution, those angles will always add up to give 360 degrees. So here is a diagram of 2 angles in a revolution that add up to give 360 degrees. So A plus B equals 360. The second one that we're going to look at is vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles. Now these angles are formed when 2 lines intersect, which means cross over. The opposite angles are always equal. Okay, so we've got some lines, 2 straight lines that are intersecting here. Now, I haven't got my protractor out to measure, but if this angle here was to be 120 degrees, then the angle straight across from it would also have to be 120 degrees. Now, sometimes an angle won't be marked in there. Sometimes we might have a symbol in there, so maybe a little cross in there. If that one has a cross, then the one straight across from it would also have to be the same size, and we would mark them with the same markings. Okay, so the types of questions that you're going to have to do down here in the examples. Calculate the missing angles, and again, we must give reasons, always, always. So, for this first one, I have got 3 angles here, okay? So before we only had 2 angles in our revolution. We can have 3, we can have 4, there could be as many as we like, but they will always add to give 360 degrees. So let's make a little equation for this problem. The letter I'm trying to find is the letter A, but A added with the 120 degrees and added with this third angle here, which it doesn't have a number written on it, but because we have that right angle symbol, that means that it's 90 degrees. Those 3 angles together must equal 360 degrees. Now, when we talked about it up on the top of this page, we said that was because they were angles in a revolution. But when we write the reason for this, we don't call them angles in a revolution. We call them angles at a point. Okay, so the shortest way to write that is to open up your bracket and go angles, the sloping L, at a point. So PT for shortened version of point. Now remember, there's always 2 parts to your reason. There's the name and there's what that means. So the name is angles at a point, and that means that the angles are equal to 360 degrees. So now we want to find out what A is equal to. So the first thing I suggest that you do is to add these 2 numbers here together. So 120 plus 90. Again, feel free to do a little calculation over on the side if you're not comfortable doing those things in your head. But for this one, that's a relatively easy one. So let's go 120 plus 90 is equal to 210. So it's just going to be A plus 210 degrees is equal to 360. Now adding those together first means that if I want to find A, I just need to subtract 210 off of that 360. So 360 minus 210 is 150. So A is equal to 150 degrees. Okay, part B. This is the 2 intersecting lines, and we know that these are vertically opposite angles, and we know that those angles are always equal. Now, these ones are often really good questions because there's not a lot of adding and subtracting numbers to be done. All we need to do is say that this letter B has to be equal to the angle across from it, which is 30 degrees. And the name we have for that is vertically opposite angles. which we can shorten to vert op angles. So that's the name. What does vertically opposite angles mean? It means that those angles are equal. And that's it. No more working out to be done. That's the answer. B is equal to 30.